no opening comes up because the job is perfect. Most of these opportunities, they exist because the quarterback situation hasn't been answered. It seems pretty clear the last few weeks that Caleb Williams is going to be as good as advertised, and they have a ton of talent on defense. The holes that they have on this roster are holes that can be filled in one offseason. So yeah, this is a great job, but you got a division full of dominant teams, so it's going to be tough in that division.
All right, you got the Bears. Right now, the openings are Bears, Saints, and Jets. We'll see what else comes open. Our next, D. Fox. There are people saying John Harbaugh's got to make a change, that he needs a new kicker as great as Justin Tucker has been. What does D. Fox say?
I mean, it's been 2 years where Justin Tucker hasn't been his best, so I understand people calling for it, but I got to say no. And it's because, not just because of his track record, but who are you going to get? Like, I don't know that there are kickers out there that are available that are better than Justin Tucker at his high end. And while he's been inconsistent, I still think that John Harbaugh would trust him with a big kick of 50-plus yards more than some stranger off the streets.
Okay, and then the last one here, going back to the coaches. You're going to hear from Dak Prescott in a minute. He's making support of Mike McCarthy. Jerry Jones sounded supportive of Mike McCarthy last week, for whatever that's worth. Do you believe that Mike McCarthy should come back and be the Cowboys coach next year?
Yeah, I absolutely do. It's similar to the conversation we had about Tucker. I don't know who is going to come in this unique situation. So, like, I get it. There are better coaches available than Mike McCarthy. I don't know if there's a better coach for this situation, considering the success that they've had and the unique circumstances with working with Jerry Jones.
William Belichick?
Again, considering the success that he's had and the unique circumstances with Jerry Jones. That's the thing. Jerry Jones ain't going nowhere. And we know that Jerry Jones is a different personality to work with.
Right.
McCarthy has proven he can do that.
I have no idea why I went William there, by the way.
No, he looks like a William.
I have no idea why I said that. I still think that Belichick might make some sense. And I mean, he deserves a chance on his terms with more influence. What?
Dak is like, it'd be great if he could come back and like be allowed to coach.
That money they make you transparent. Right? You know what I think? Let me tell you exactly what I think.
Yes. No reason.
Why does he say? I mean, for those who are sitting there thinking, what exactly is it that they're suggesting? What is he saying?
Basically, when you came into the season, we knew that there were deficiencies in this roster and the way that the Cowboys organization was running the management of that roster that were going to have holes in the team that were out of the control of Mike McCarthy. You had the contract situations of both Dak and CeeDee Lamb offensively. So whatever has happened this season, you can't point to it and say this is solely Mike McCarthy's fault. Now, had you made that decision after the playoff game a year ago, it would be a different conversation. But the timing of it all is everything. And Dak, who is obviously in the front row seat for all of this, seems to be giving his coach that vote of confidence for that reason.
Are you saying, Hawk, that we could see all of this coming?
Yeah, I know you could for sure.
I think we're having fun with it, but it's kind of an enormous deal.
It is.
For the starting quarterback, franchise quarterback, got the biggest contract in the league, in league history last year, to take a indirect shot at ownership. Like, we all know what he's saying. He's saying Jerry Jones back off, right? And that's a big deal.
Let the man coach.
Yeah, he's in. Let that man coach because he's a good coach and you guys are meddling too much. And it didn't seem like a mistake. It wasn't like he minced the words. It was clear that he woke up that morning and was like, there's a message that I need to get out there before we make any decisions.
Yeah, I don't think Dak could have come at that way harder and stronger and more direct and said, Jerry needs to let that man do his job, and it's cost us. He was saying it in a very polite Dak sort of way.
Being polite, but there was no confusion what he was saying or who he was talking
about. But I think what makes it even more important for me is he's not saying allow him to do his job. It's like a chef. Let him pick his ingredients. The problem for Mike McCarthy isn't the coaching portion, it's the player portion. And so he's saying expand his role, allow him to have a voice in who he's bringing in to make his team better. And so right now that's Jerry and Steven, and that's the way they have the model. And he's supposed to coach with this running back room that he has, with this receiver room that he has, with this, so as you're looking at a head coach's responsibility, if you want him to be successful and you've seen him be successful in Green Bay, then allow him to have more voice in bringing players in that he wants. That's the biggest divergence from what is typically happening in Dallas and what he's now saying he should give Mike.
Well, there's another divergence, and I didn't hear it the same way you heard it. And that might be what he means. And look, here we are trying to decide what Dak Prescott means, and we don't know. And to your point, he said it somewhat cryptically, which is really smart. You leave yourself plausible deniability. But what I hear is him saying, you know what we need? We need, if our players are going to have podcasts, they need to stop ranking the top 10 players in the league at different positions and not naming their own guys. We need to have family members not talking about how our receivers would be better off playing with other quarterbacks and playing in other places. We need someone to actually be in charge of this place here and let Mike McCarthy be that. And if not going to be him, then whatever coach you bring in, let that guy be in charge. Because right now, the people who are in charge are not the people who are supposed to be running the day-to-day football stuff. The people who are in charge are sitting upstairs in offices, and that's part of the problem, and Dak has been there long enough to recognize it.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are using the word cryptic. I think maybe polite, but there's no confusion. Like, this isn't code. It's clear he's saying it in a way that it doesn't feel disrespectful to Jerry Jones, but this ain't hard to crack. He's pointing directly at Jerry Jones and saying, you need to back off and let our guys do what they're supposed to do. Or you need to get aligned with them, because it seems like what he's saying is we are not aligned. Mike McCarthy wants to do something. You guys want to do something else.
Right.
And that's what's slowing us down. And he said it in a way that Jerry Jones won't be offended, but I guarantee you, Jerry Jones knows exactly what he's saying.
And it's rare that a quarterback, this is the highest paid player in the National Football League.
Ever.
It's ever in the history of football. And it's rare for him to have to get messages out through media from his car,
In his car. I was just
on
gonna say, in his
podcasts.
car.
When, like, Aaron Rodgers, again, like, as an example, has a direct line of communication. Hey, we should do this. I believe this. Or at least being able to state your opinion to people and know that it matters. It says something for him to have to go this route to get this message out there as the highest paid player in NFL history.
You should do what Aaron does. Go on McAfee.
Yeah, do it weekly, Dak. I mean, you're doing
Say whatever
it
you
wrong,
want.
bro.
I mean, I think that's what he's
Dak
doing.
needs a
And he's-
He's
podcast.
always, Dak has always been the guy who said exactly what the organization wanted him to do. He's always kind of fallen in line in that way. So that's why I think this is a big deal that shouldn't be undersold. And I would say that this is something you would want to do behind closed doors, but I think Jerry Jones is the type of guy, there are plenty of people like this who hear things better through the media than they hear it face to face. So he's going to hear this.
Yep.
Look, every guy on that team has a podcast. So
He needs to get one, Greeny.
well, Dak, or he can just sit in his car and do interviews. Okay, so let's stay on that topic, though, because right now, all is so well.
I feel like we should have the disclaimer underneath Jeff every time he talks. It's like, you need to call this number if you got a problem. Because you guys don't hear the commercial breaks. Jeff's like, man, that guy lost me money. That guy made me money. I don't know what's going on over there.
Let's go.
Don't boost it, baby. Stop freaking boosting it, baby. Relax.
For help.
Jeff is hilarious. This year he learned about gambling and
Yes, Instagram.
And Instagram.
Yes.
And you can't keep him away from either of them. Now I know how my kids feel when I ask them questions all the time. Okay, wait. Let's get back to business. Nick Sirianni. Interesting little topic. I'm old enough to remember when we were talking about firing him. All of a sudden, his team is red hot. But you know what? Chris, Big Dog Canty,
Big Dog.
is still
Big Dog.
not convinced.
Big dog.
Has Nick Sirianni guaranteed himself of a job with the Eagles next year?
No, he still got to win a playoff game minimum. 2 guaranteed, but yeah, Nick Sirianni has to win a playoff game. He has to. I don't care if they get the number 1 seed in the first round bye. If they're one and done in the divisional round at home, it's on the board that the Eagles could still move off of Nick Sirianni.
What say you, Mr. Saturday?
This is so dumb. I can't even put it into words how dumb this is. I wish I had the A15 call, because I would read you guys this. You know what Nick Sirianni's record is? It is 44-19. You know the only head coach that's been better than him? John Madden. You know that the only coaches to win more games since 2021 are Andy Reid and McDermott. He's won 2 playoff games. You know the 2 coaches who haven't won playoff games since me and Neek played? Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. You know how many, you talk about situational football? The Eagles offense in his tenure, number 3 in red zone, number 3 in third down, and number 3 in fourth down. We talk about all the fastest. Now, is he the most likable guy? Probably not. Does he win a lot of games? Absolutely he does. That we talk about this dude losing his job is absolute insanity. We have way, way bigger issues in our game with other coaches than this guy just winning and winning and winning some more.
He has the best team in football. And
Oh.
hold on. I'm not saying that that's not because of him. I'm saying he's the best team in football, and obviously we are not talking about firing him. But you understand, having been a part of organizations, that there are lots of reasons why teams have success. I can bring up examples. Alex Smith comes to mind. Great quarterback. They were 13-3. That didn't stop them from getting Patrick Mahomes. There are situations where, now stop, before you start yelling and going all I'm not arguing that Nick Sirianni deserves to be fired. I'm saying that the people who are in the building, who have more information than us, gave us reason to be concerned. There's all the coaches you named, there was not an article about how their quarterback hates them. There are not coaches making goofy faces at the camera in the middle of the Super Bowl talking trash to the opponent, fighting with their fans. So
hold on a second. Let me just finish right there because I'm going to lose my train of thought. Let's just say this. Okay. So because some people in the room are playing Game of Thrones, it's about that and not wins?
No.
So the 8-8 Tomlin for however many years, or the John Harbaugh not win, it's less important to win and more important to be liked.
No, it's not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is more context to this decision. Just looking at the stats is not always an accurate depiction of how good a coach is. And I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm not in the building. I'm saying, you know what? I wasn't the one last year at the end of the season.
Let's get in here.
Tag him in.
Listen, Sirianni has done an incredible job this year. The reason why he's done an incredible job is because he's turned the tide. It is not unrealistic to question his job security when they failed last season. There was a colossal collapse. They lost 5 of 6 games to end the season and lost to the Buccaneers 32-9 in the playoffs. There was turmoil. He hired 2 coordinators that he had to fire, one of which he demoted in the middle of the season, and the other one that they said were reports that he was undermining with their quarterback, which led to them having an unhealthy relationship. Coming into the season, they started 2-2. This is the best roster in the NFL. They are not building this roster to get to the playoffs. So Big Dog is actually right.
Yeah.
Right? If they go to the playoffs and they lose, that is a failure of a season in back-to-back seasons. But Sirianni has done an incredible job of coaching.
Okay.
The reason why he's done an incredible job coaching, hold on, let me finish before you get in here and start biting people. The reason why he's done an incredible job of coaching is because he's done the thing that has been rare in NFL coaching, which is you growing, changing the way you go about your business to turn the tide. You can feel that from his players. You can feel that he's fell back. You can hear quotes from Jalen Hurts, who says Sirianni has grown from the beginning of the season. And that's what the rare coaching job that he's done, which is why he's put himself in position to continue as the head.
Howdy, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Today, your #1 source for all things America's team. If you're a diehard football fan and love our Dallas Cowboys, you're in the right place. So don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest Cowboys news. Let's get started. Cowboys and the 2025 rebuild. Time to look ahead. Hey, Cowboys Nation. Today, we're diving into a tough but necessary conversation. Let's talk about the future of our team and what we can expect next season. But hold on, before we get to the main point, I want you to reflect with me. Are the Dallas Cowboys still the team we believe can contend for a Super Bowl, or have we reached the point where minor adjustments won't cut it, and it's time for a complete transformation? The 2024 season has been full of challenges. The offense showed flashes of brilliance, but Dak Prescott's turnovers and inconsistent play left us far from where we needed to be. The defense did its best, but couldn't carry the team alone. Now, with the playoffs virtually out of reach, rumors and doubts are swirling. What's the next step? Some teams are going all in to bolster their rosters this season. T. Higgins' name, for example, has been floating around as a potential offensive solution for teams like ours, a talented wide receiver who could be a major addition. But the Dallas Cowboys seem to be taking a different approach. Instead of investing resources in short-term fixes, the focus appears to be on the future. The front office is eyeing a full rebuild for 2025, prioritizing draft picks and young talent. This means big decisions are on the horizon. Could cornerstone players like Dak Prescott, Osa Odigizua, or others be traded to pave the way for a new Dallas Cowboys? And more importantly, are you ready to embrace this change and trust the rebuilding process? Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you rather see the team make immediate moves to improve now, or do you believe the right path is building a solid foundation for the future? Share this video with other fans and join the conversation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all things Cowboys. The future of the Dallas Cowboys starts now. The journey won't be easy, but together we can be part of this transformation. See you next time, Cowboys Nation. American football.